So Simgot sent me something very cool for today's video. EM2 Roltion IEMs. Now, IEMs are typically more for audiophiles, but I could not pass up on the opportunity to try these out for gaming. So I decided to put these head to head with my most favorite and much cheaper gaming earbuds, the JBL Quantum 50s. Now, though Simgot did send me these to review, my thoughts and opinions are 100% of my own. However, if you want to check out anything mentioned in this video, links will be in the description below. So these will run you around $100, have a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, an impedance of 32 ohms, that's important, 6 pairs of ear tips, which we'll go back to that here in just a second, and a detachable cable. Now, one main thing that makes these so cool for switching between gaming and listening to music is the inclusion of 2 different style ear tips. You'll notice that one set is a little bit squattier than the other, and this completely changes the overall bass response. With the shorter tips, the bass doesn't have much depth to it, but the sound is just overall a lot more neutral, whereas with the longer tips, the bass is much more present. And in a game like Overwatch, that made a massive difference in hearing enemy footsteps and then just overall the environmental sounds. No lie, I was able to hear things in Overwatch that I've never heard before, and I have many years logged into that game. Now, I know that I've been pretty vocal about my love for neutral sounding headsets and earbuds, but when I can have bass that's this clean with this much clarity, heck yeah, I'm gonna take it. Alright, I want to go ahead and break down the good and the bad of these IEMs. First off, these are legitimately the most comfortable IEMs or just earbuds in general I've ever tried. Typically, it seems like I can go for maybe an hour or so before I have to take my earbuds out. Even with my AirPods, it doesn't matter. I always end up having to take them out after a little bit because my ears start hurting. These, I logged like a 3 or 4 hour Overwatch session with them. No pain. Nothing. That's incredible. Now, audio, as I've already mentioned, is outstanding, but once again, I just want to reiterate, like, the clarity you get from these as opposed to normal gaming earbuds, it's unbelievable. Granted, that is also the power of having dual drivers. Now, the cable is lengthy and very well built. My biggest pet peeve with any company is when they don't make a very long cable, when they have a little short cable. It drives me crazy because then I have to put an extender on it. It's just a mess. I don't like it. Plus, the auxiliary plug has a metal housing around it, which is fantastic. Lastly, the price of $100 I think is completely reasonable. Yeah, that's not a cheap amount, and that's definitely a lot more expensive than the gaming earbuds I'm used to trying out, but for what you're getting out of these and how versatile these are, my God, that's a reasonable price. Now for some of the negatives, and we're gonna start with the ear tips. I do appreciate that you can change the ear tips to change the sound. The problem is, it's really hard to change the ear tips. If you decide you want to switch the ear tips up, you're gonna have to set aside a couple minutes to get them off of there and then put them back on. It is a nightmare. Now, on the pair that I received, the cable actually has a sharp edge on both sides where it connects to the IEM. It doesn't come in contact with my skin, but if it did, that for sure would cause me a lot of irritation. Lastly, these have very little passive noise cancellation. It's just very bizarre to me, and thankfully it didn't hinder the audio experience. I heard everything just fine. I didn't feel like sound was escaping, but any bit of sound outside definitely gets in, especially if you're typing on a keyboard or anything like that, or if you have dogs like mine that like to bark at everything, it's all gonna come in through those. Okay, now this isn't gonna be a fair comparison, but I do wanna put these side by side with the JBL Quantum 50s. Now clearly the overall audio clarity when it comes to just about anything with the EM2s is going to be much better, but the JBL Quantum 50s are still outstanding for gaming, and they come in only a quarter of the price. Now, the benefit of buying something like the EM2s is that you have something that sounds fantastic for music, for gaming, for movies, or like literally just about anything you listen to through them. I can't really say the same for the Quantum 50s. They sound great for gaming, but when it gets to music or anything like that, they are definitely pretty muddy. But the one area where the JBLs are gonna completely crush these is that they actually have a mic, which is something you would have to consider if you're a console gamer. For $100, these are some incredible IEMs, especially if you're a gamer that just wants to take your audio to the next level. I really think this is the route you need to go. You don't need an external amp, you don't need any extra cables, it's just plug and play, and that's incredible. Once again, thank you Simgot for sending these to me, and like I said guys, links will be in the description below if you want to check them out for yourself. Thanks for watching, peace.